time for a little pep talk. Race drivers, it's the Race Driver Coach Show, and I'm on the road, so it's only going to be a quick one. We just checked into the hotel before going to a test in Italy. And really, it's the schedule that I've got over these 5 days or so. I've just been to the F4 race weekend in Brands Hatch. I had to quickly go home, 2.5 hour drive, sleep about 3 hours, get up at 3 in the morning to catch a flight to come to Italy. We're going to the track today. We're going to do a 2-day test, and then I arrive back home 1 in the morning. We land 1 in the morning at Stansted, and then I got to get my butt to Thruxton for 8 in the morning. So that's not going to be much sleep. And this isn't just to say, woe is me, look how hard I'm working. It's not really to do that at all. But it got me thinking, like a lot of things do. When things happen to me, they inspire videos. I'm going to talk about that on Monday. This is another one because I can see too many drivers not working 50% as hard as what a coach does. You see these people working in the industry, prepping the car, prepping the drivers, truckies, not having much sleep, working their tails off to help support drivers, even though, it's their job, it's fine, but it's their passion as well. Yet the drivers can't be bothered. The drivers got to get their 8 hours sleep, have the right food, and people think it's because they're athletes. Well, yeah, to be at your best when you're performing, it's a good idea to look after your health. But if you've got to work hard to get the money, if you've got to work hard on getting better, if you've got to work at really getting good at your craft, and making it happen, becoming a success inside of racing or outside of racing, whether you're starting a business, it's all relevant. I'm afraid you're going to have to spend your hours in a different way to anybody else you know, especially if you want to achieve better results than they've achieved. This is a little bit of a wake-up call, because as I look through all the questions that I get, thank you everyone, by the way, for all these comments and questions that I get from yourselves, which gives me content to talk about. But I notice that you're still after tactics. You're still wondering about shortcuts. How can I do this? What's my first step? Which is good because you need a little bit of know-how what to do, right? The problem is, I can't see many of you actually putting in the hours to do these steps or to find out these steps on your own. You want the quick fix. You want the immediate reaction from society or benefit or result from putting a little bit of hard work in. But really, you have got to be prepared to bleed for your goal. And that means sometimes only getting 3 hours sleep because you're working till 2 on a sponsorship proposal and you got to get back up at 6 to do your day job, which helps you pay for the racing or something else that you're doing. Missing food, you're missing meals. You might get to 4 o'clock and realize you haven't had breakfast yet. All of this is not advised. All of this is not healthy. But sometimes you got to do that stuff if you want to make gains in life. You being successful is all about the skills that you've actually got. Some of them you're born with, so you're a natural driver or a natural salesperson, but others you have to work at. So the skills is really important, having the skill to pull it off. Really, really important, something that people miss out. They have a dream, a goal, but they haven't really got the internal skills or capabilities to do it. So they waste their life chasing something that they got no chance. So make sure you got the skills. But to get them and to apply them and to stand out in your industry, you've got to outwork every person. And it's said to death. If you listen to a Rock video, The Rock, when he talks and says outwork everybody, it's nice. It feels good when you say that. Yeah, that's true. But then people don't actually do it that listen to these videos. This video today is just to say you are not going to make it if you're not missing out on sleep and missing out on meals. In other words, if you're not putting the hours in. Let's just pretend that you've got to spend 3,000 hours on your craft. If you're getting sponsorship, it's 3,000 hours learning how to sell. 3,000 hours, in them 3,000 hours also putting brochures together, Once you've attracted somebody who says, let's have a coffee, show me what you've got on paper. Approaching people in them 3,000 hours. It's not until you've spent those 3,000 hours on forward moving actions can you then take a step back, see if it's working, and adjust. And then you spend another 3,000 hours on it. I don't think I'm seeing anybody put that amount of effort into their racing. But if they did, they could achieve amazing things. They would be a better driver. They'd be better at people skills, at selling themselves, at getting them drives, getting that drive that you want, getting the results on track that you want. I can't see enough of it. But I know there's a lot of people watching this channel that are really desperate now. They're determined to succeed. They're obsessed with it. But all we need to do now is sprinkle over that the actual hours in your day, working forward. Not just thinking about what you want, not just thinking about approaching that person, but approaching that person, approaching 10 people. Having a system in place where you're constantly approaching, researching companies, researching teams, working on something. It could be a fitness, anything you can to really push you through and push you forward. Can't see enough of it. Have you done enough of it this week, last week? Can you look back and truly say that you gave it everything and you worked in the most efficient way possible? That's the only way you know how to change, is when you look back on the past 24 hours even, but let's just say the past month, and see if you're impressed with yourself and like, no, you know what? I couldn't do any more. If you get to that point, keep doing it. When you think you know you can't do any more, right? You're really happy with last week, last month. Get to that point, repeat until you get to your 3,000 hours, even probably 500 hours. I'd like to see people get to that of real action. Review, is it working? If it is, carry on. If you think it's going to pop soon, carry on. If it isn't, change something. Approach people in a different way. Go and meet them. Get in their face if you've got to sell yourself. Short video, like I said, but all it is really be hard on yourself when it comes to how much time you're spending on your craft. I want your work ethic to be through the roof, and your results will follow, but they won't immediately. This is all on you. Look yourself in the mirror. Can you honestly say that you couldn't work any harder?